Hello everyone, this is David, and tonight's movie that we watched is Godzilla Final Wars, the final of the Millennium Edition Godzilla movies, and as it stands at the moment, the last of the Toho Godzilla films. Whether or not that remains so has yet to be seen, but there's a new American Godzilla coming out, which is based on the Toho Godzilla, so we'll see how that comes out when it comes out, which is tomorrow. So that's a thing. Well, so this movie is, if you haven't heard about Godzilla Final Wars, this is the most, bar none, just balls out, insane Godzilla movie ever made. It basically is, the director basically decided, you know what, this is the 50th anniversary, this is the last film of the Millennium Edition, let's just go nuts. And that is the name of the game here, nuts. This, to paraphrase another a term I used before, this film is just berserk. Shit is just going nuts constantly. So in a typical Godzilla film, what will happen is you will have Godzilla or some other monster stomping around, destroying cities, and then the humans will be trying to figure out how to stop that by using science or technology, or maybe getting another monster to help them out. But whatever, they have like their own human plot going on. Well, guess what? In this one, they said, fuck that. Nope, we're not doing it. No, instead, everyone fights. Like, just, it goes nuts. Like, there's mutant soldiers that have like special abilities, and they're fighting the kaiju, and their whole plan is to go and get Godzilla back up, and it just goes nuts all over the place. Everyone's fighting always. There's a crazy motorcycle fight, like literally like a fight with motorcycles, not just on motorcycles, but with the motorcycles. That's pretty good. There's like some crazy like flying in the air kung fu going on. There's some Dragon Ball Z level bullshit at the end. It's just crazy, and that's from the human stuff, let alone all the monster shit that's going on, which is interesting. But the one problem with this film is that there really is too much shit just happening all over the place. There's like, at the start of the film, there's like 5 different plot lines that you're following. There's like the mutant soldiers, and then there's this reporter, and then there's this grandfather and his son, like grandson, and Mount Fuji, and then, which doesn't like really amount to anything until the very end. And then like there's like this whole plot with like the aliens coming in and whatnot, so it's just going all over the place. Like, there's so many plots going off, and you're like, normally there's one plot line, or maybe like a second, like a subplot, where it's like, you know, someone has like a romantic entanglement, or they have to go rescue someone, or, you know, they have to go do something before time runs out. Like, that'll happen. But in this one, it's just like all sorts of plot lines. Now, granted, those get pretty much all weaved together and closed out by the 40-minute mark or 50-minute mark, when shit just goes bananas. But then shit goes bananas, so it's like crazy go nuts. So that's the best way to explain this movie. Just berserk, insane mess. And either you're going to fucking love this movie, or you're going to hate it. So I really haven't met anyone that dislikes this movie. Everyone I know that's seen it loves it on some level, because it's just so crazy you can't not love it. But I can see some people that are just like, I only like quote unquote good movies, and this isn't a good movie. But then again, if you're gonna have one of those people, like, they're not gonna like any of the Godzilla movies, because they're not good movies. They're just kaiju films with monster smashing cities. And if you don't like that, you're not going to like this. I'm not going to change your mind by telling you about this, or you watching it. Like, that, this isn't going to revolutionize anything, because either you're already going to love this, or you're going to hate it no matter what. It's kind of, at this point, if you've watched the rest of the Godzilla up to this point, that's where you should be. You either are not going to like it because you're not going to like it, or you're going to fucking love it because it's just insane and everything you'd want. So that ramble is out of the way. So this review is going to be slightly different than my other ones, because I'm probably going to go off on this one for a long time, because again, there's just so much shit just happening. So I'm going to probably break this up into several parts. I don't know how many. We're going to have to see how crazy it goes. I'm probably keeping them within 10-15 minutes per block, so we'll see how long I ramble about this. So, first part, I guess we already got that rambling of the intro out of the way. I guess we'll talk about the monsters in this one. So this is going to take a while, because there's Godzilla. Obviously, you can't have a Godzilla movie without Godzilla. But there's also Anguirus, Rodan, King Caesar, not Paris. Paris is where Kamacuras attacks. Kamacuras in Paris. Kumunga, Zilla, I'll go into him in a little bit. Iberia. Also, I believe Varan, the Space Amoeba, the Gargantuas, and a bunch of other monsters make Megagyrus, Mechagodzilla. There's also King Ghidorah, Monster X in this movie. Manda's in this movie. I'm trying to think. Kumunga is in this movie. I don't know if I mentioned him already. And I think that's it for Monster. Oh, and Milla. He's called Milla now. Fuck Milla. At least in this one, he looks like they took Manila from the original series and ported him over and gave him an upgrade, so he looks better, but he still looks dumb as hell. And his plot goes nowhere, because he isn't really fighting anything, so... Okay, so let's talk about the monsters pretty briefly. So, let's start with Godzilla, because, again, he's been kind of changing around every film, so we gotta talk about him briefly. So what's up with Godzilla? So, he is stronger, bigger, tougher, faster, and better than any other Godzilla we've seen to this point. He does not fuck around. He just lumbers all around, and if you fucking get in his way, he will end you immediately. It's just like, literally, he's just walking around, snapping necks, breathing atomic breath, just like not taking a single shit from anyone. Like, you look at him funny, you're dead. And that's Godzilla in a nutshell. He's just like, he's a mammoth of destruction, but like, he literally can't be stopped. Nothing stops this guy this time. Like, nothing even slows him down. Like, even the other monsters, at most, they slow him down for like a minute. And it's hilarious to watch. So Godzilla's pretty awesome in this one. So the other top build one in this one is Gigan. So Gigan gets his first reboot since the original series. We haven't seen him in like 30 years. It's crazy. So Gigan's back. And he starts off as... he gets a nice looking upgrade. He's got some interesting special abilities. More so than he used to. He's got a shotgun laser. He shoots out like a laser out of his eye. And then the laser splits into like 50 fragments, and they go in different directions and just explode. That's pretty awesome. He's got his buzzsaw chest. He's got his hook hands, but also he can fire out like chains out of his hands to drag you in to like his chainsaw chest. Later on, he gets an upgrade. He gets chainsaw hands instead of hook hands, which is pretty insane. And he gets the ability to fire razor discs out of his chest. So, he has chainsaw hands and he fires freaking saw blades at people. How insane is that? So, already Gigan has gotten upgraded to probably the most insane Godzilla monster ever. And we'll get into more what happens to him later, but those are just his abilities throughout the movie, so he's pretty awesome. I think I forgot to mention Mothra's in this movie. Yeah, Mothra's in this movie in adult form. So next, we're going to go into just a rundown of the other monsters that make appearances that aren't really big deals. So you got Anguirus. He's pretty much the same. They updated his suit, so he looks a little bit better, but it's pretty much the same. They gave him the ability to roll into a ball and like roll at high speed, which is done with CGI because you couldn't have an actor do that. I mean, I guess you could, but it wouldn't look as good. And it looks pretty good. He just bounces all over the place like a big ball of destruction. He's like a pinball of destruction. It's pretty good. Yet Rodan, nothing's really changed with Rodan. He just flies around and is a pterodactyl. King Caesar, he's here. He's way more athletic than he was before. He just jumps all around. He does kicks, does throws, does kung fu stuff. He's crazy. Doesn't have any new powers, but there you go. He's a little bit more athletic, a little bit more crazy. Kamacuras, is back. I think he's a little smaller, or maybe it's just because Godzilla's bigger. There's only one of them, and he can fly, and he can change his color. He can camouflage himself, which I don't know how useful that is when you're a giant praying mantis, but there you go. Other than that, like, you don't really find out much about him. Kumunga is back again. He can jump around, which is pretty cool. He can make all sorts of different webs. They do some interesting stuff. They make the webs into nets. He fires them like off in like a ball, and it turns into a net, and it catches things, which I think is kind of cool. And he can also fire out traditional webs, which is interesting. You got Zilla. Zilla only has one special ability. Zilla, we're going to go off on this a little bit. So, remember in 1998 when TriStar put out, I think it was TriStar, put out the American Godzilla movie? Well, this is the Godzilla from that movie. He has all of the special abilities of that Godzilla, in that he's a total bitch, he dies in one hit, literally, and he has no special abilities other than he can jump and kind of run fast. That's literally all he's got. Also, he's CGI. He's one of the few guys that isn't a suit. I think there's like two that aren't suits when they're actually doing the fighting. Actually, they use Mothra. They CGI Mothra too when they do the fighting, because they do some more intense stuff than normal. And you really have to do that with CGI if you want to get the fluid motion, because if you're using the puppets or marionettes or whatever they are, it just doesn't work as well. It doesn't look as good. So I forgive them in that regard, but they didn't need to CGI Zilla, but they did anyway, and I think it's hilarious because Godzilla literally like just smears him. He like fights him in Sydney, Australia. Literally, this is the fight. Zilla steps up to bat to fight Godzilla. Godzilla hits him with his tail into the Sydney Opera House and blows him up. That is literally the fight. It's like 6 seconds long, and that's as long as that character deserved to be in this film. He's in it a little bit longer than that, but that's about it. You got Ibira back, or Iberia back. He hasn't been in the film or in any of the movies for a long time, and he's about as powerful as he was before. He's actually, I think, the weakest of the monsters because the Earth Defense Force takes him out on foot. The mutants like gun him down with Gatling lasers. It's pretty awesome. It's a pretty good fight scene, but Ibira is just not a very good combatant. He's just subpar. You got Mothra. Mothra has all of Mothra's normal abilities. It can fly and whatnot. It's nothing really too special these days. And then you've got King Ghidorah, which he does what King Ghidorah does. He can fly. He's got triple lasers. But we technically have a new monster in this one, and that is Monster X. And Monster X is a pretty even matchup for Godzilla. He can fire like a crazy yellow, like non-direct beam. It like goes off. It like goes in different weird directions. He's a really fast fighter. He has like a double tail that he hits people with. He looks really cool too. He's kind of like a skull monster. His head's kind of like a skull shape, and he's got weird like shoulder pads and stuff. And he's probably Godzilla's toughest foe, other than the new souped up Kaiser Ghidorah. That's what he's called in this one, Kaiser Ghidorah. And yeah, so he's a pretty powerful foe, and him and Gigan team up to fight Godzilla, and that goes about as well as you might think. Other than that, also there's Manda. Manda never fights Godzilla in this movie. Manda gets demonstrated on early on. He doesn't really have any special abilities. He just swims really fast, and yeah, he's basically like a sea dragon. The Gotengo, which is the flying ship, which I believe was from either Artagon or the Mysterians, I'm not sure which. I think it was Artagon, or maybe Latitude Zero. I don't remember which one, but one of the Toho movies. Was Latitude Zero? I might be getting my movies horribly confused, so don't quote me on any of that stuff. But I think it was Artagon, now that I think about it. I think the Gotengo was from there, or at the very least the ship's similar to it. It's basically a big flying drill ship that can go underwater, in space, or wherever you need it to. It can burrow underground. It goes nuts. There's all sorts of crazy weapons. It's pretty cool. You see them a lot in the 1980s Godzilla Nintendo game. The first one, Godzilla Monster of Monsters. They're like the primary attack vessel of the invading aliens. So that's a thing. And that's all the monsters, all rounded up, nice and neat. I guess we're going to take a break here, and we'll get back to you in a little bit.